Let's go on an adventure, travel across the sea. We can do it together. Come and explore with me.
Malolele friends, I hope you're all doing well. Wow, I can't believe that we have done so much learning about what it means to be a great chief explorer. Today, we're going to reflect and go back over some of the cool things that we've been learning about what it means to become a great chief explorer. Let's start back at the very first week. In the very first week, we learned about wayfinding and how our ancestors used wayfinding to help them to explore. Let's go back and take a look at some of our favorite clips from what we've learned.
Wayfinding, to me, that's my understanding, is back in the days. I remember when I was sitting, listening, watching the people building canoes. There were a lot of conversation, and also about the environment and how to read and understand the environment. Say, for instance, for fishing, hunting, they know exactly how to tell what's a good weather for hunting or fishing, particularly fishing. Because you got to go when the sea is calm, and they can tell by the wind. They can tell by. And I remember conversation, listening to the sound of the coconut leaves. They were like whistling. I mean, I never really take much notice of that, but I have experienced it and I've seen it. And when that happens, certain part of the day, it's good for fishing and hunting. They connect with the environment. They understand the readings of the environment. Certain birds, when they fly around, they can tell that there's a storm coming. Learning and understand, because we can see the stars very well in Niue, because there's no lights, there's no bright lights, so we can see and understand. But our people, they learn much more than that. They learn how to travel with the stars, and it's something that becomes a part of us.
So our Pacific ancestors navigated using the stars, the sun, the moon, and one thing they did was they made little maps like this, so different charts, which they could chart different islands and also stars to help them navigate. So what they would do is they would take these charts or learn even charts and out and see, have a look at the chart, and it would be almost like a map to help them navigate the seas. As master wayfinders, they use their environment to give them directions on how to navigate the Pacific Ocean. As we know, the Pacific Ocean is a big, large ocean. But to our Pacific ancestors, this was a big motorway which they used to navigate. As master wayfinders and as master navigators, they use the sun. In the morning when you wake up, you'll see the sun always rises up in the east. So our Pacific ancestors knew this. So when they were out at sea and the sun would rise up, that always gave them direction of east. So if you know east, you know west, you also know north and also south.
Wow. So how did the wayfinders of the Pacific use celestial bodies like stars and planets to find and navigate their way?
So, as the Earth is spinning, our view of the stars are changing. And what that means is we can look to the stars and their movement across the night sky and understand the directions by knowing which stars to look for.
So how did the navigators of the Pacific use the night sky to find their way and direction?
So we've got this little model here of this waka. Shows us how these waka, or how our ancestors, our tupuna, used the night sky to find their way through the Pacific Ocean. And you can see that the direction that it goes towards, we've got these different stars here. Here's Puanga, which is the star Rigel. If it heads toward Puanga, it's just going to find more ocean. To find Aotearoa, it needs to head towards this constellation here, which is Te Mātou a Maui, Maui's fishhook. And so Maui's fishhook sets in the southwest, which is the direction that they needed to travel towards to find Aotearoa. So if we line up the waka towards Te Mātou a Maui, we find, just over here, Aotearoa.
Wow, I can't believe how much we've learned. After wayfinding, we then moved on to the planets. We learned a lot about the names of the planets, and what makes them special. Let's go back and reflect on some of our favorite moments learning about the planets. We are going to be learning about the most dazzling star in the sky, otherwise known as the sun. Now, first things first, is the sun a star? Yes, indeed it's a star, otherwise known as a yellow dwarf star. It's the closest star to Earth and the center of our solar system. Just like other stars, the sun is a massive ball of hot, glowing gases that produces heat, light, and energy for us. The sun is like a super big light in the sky. It shines down on us and gives us light to see during the day. It also gives us warmth so we're not cold. But that's not all. The sun helps plants to grow by sending them sunlight, and when we eat those plants, we get energy too. So, the sun is like a friend that gives us light, warmth, and yummy energy. The solar system is like a big cosmic playground filled with planets, moons, and stars, all dancing around our bright and warm sun. Imagine the inner planets are like the sun's closest friends and are made of rock. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Outer planets are huge gas giants that live further away from the sun. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Imagine inner planets as Earth's siblings and outer planets as big colourful cousins in space. The inner planets are often called rocky planets or terrestrial planets. They're called rocky planets because they're mostly made of solid materials like rocks and metals. What is an orbit? Imagine you're in a merry-go-round, going round and round. Well, planets do something like that in space, going around and around the sun in a special path called an orbit. An orbit is like a cosmic dance that keeps planets in their places, making sure they don't bump into each other. Each planet has its own unique orbit, just like you have your own special dance moves. Did you know planets have different ways of dancing around the sun? Some are quick like Mercury, while others take their time like Neptune. Imagine the sun as the center of a big space party, and planets are the guests who each have their special dance moves. Some move fast, some move slow, and they create the most wonderful patterns in the sky. Planets are like big round space rocks that orbit or go around a star. The star is a super bright ball of burning gas which is so hot that it glows. We call the shining star our sun. Stars make their own light and twinkle in the sky at night, but planets are different. They don't make their own light, they shine because they reflect the sun's light. There are 8 planets in our solar system, and Earth, our home, is one of them. And finally, where we landed is that we started learning about all the tools and all the technology that is helping us to explore not just here on Earth, but also in space. Let's go back and look at some of the highlights of the different tools and technology that have helped us to explore here on Earth and in space. Satellites are like space friends we send into the sky. They go around Earth and even visit other planets like Mars. They're like cosmic messengers from us. Some look like shiny balls and others are tiny like toys, but they all have important jobs like talking to us and taking pictures of our planet. Satellites are like Earth's special helpers. They watch over our forests, oceans, and farms. They even tell us if our planet is getting too hot or too cold. Have you ever wondered how satellites talk to us? They talk to us or send us messages through invisible waves that are called radio waves. It's like invisible messengers that send us messages through space. These space helpers help us call our friends far away, watch funny videos, and even find our way with maps on our phones. They're like space superheroes of communication. What an awesome time we've had learning about what it means to become a great chief explorer, learning about the tools and technology, learning about navigating, wayfinding, and about our amazing solar system. Keep doing an awesome job, everyone. We are all so proud of you. Bye.
Nothing can break me down. I'll get back up and I'll start again.